Welcome to Heal With Us, where we aim to inspire, strengthen, and empower.
Now let's begin to heal.
Hey y'all, I'm Toya, and I'll be investigating the business of everyday people like you and I.
Blessings. It's Dr. Nikkisha Bell-Griffin, and I'll be checking in on your heart.
Hi, I'm Tam from the Nurse Corner, and I'll be giving you interesting and fun facts that you didn't know you needed because I'm just nerdy like that.
Now that you met us, let's get in your business.
business.
So on today's episode, I wanted to just talk about being on cloud nine. Like, when have you ever felt pure bliss?
So yesterday, I was eating this red velvet cupcake, and when the taste just tantalized my tongue, ooh, it was just, it's just, I just heard angels. So I was on cloud nine yesterday. Like, you ever had something that tastes so good that you just ate it in pieces? And you didn't want it to
every
end?
roll.
Yes.
It's getting smaller and smaller bites.
Yes. So, to answer your question, that was the last time. That was the last time. Okay, Doc.
I think we're good. Happiness, experiencing
Pure bliss, pure
pure
happiness.
bliss. Okay, well, let's define that. What does that mean to you?
So to me, that just means you feel like you're floating. Like,
Oh.
you just,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is sad. I don't know. I can't. I'm trying to think of a particular moment because I'm sure there've been several. But you know how sometimes you just. I would say, I guess, floating, just floating. I'm trying to put myself in that moment. I think maybe I would have to say, and I guess for me, it's always like big moments. I know it can be little things too, like enjoying the lovely red velvet cupcake. But I think about a big moment, like when I came home from transitioning from New York, coming back home, you know, the time period. And just that moment of just figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. Like, it just felt so freeing and like oh, all is well with my soul, you know. So I think that was great. That's when, and it's actually, it was kind of in phases, but it was like once I realized I wanted to go into education and I started seeing what that might look like, and then actually putting the effort into becoming a teacher and all of that, it was like, just felt so amazing. Just felt, I don't know, liberating. And I even to this day, I mean, I've been in my field for over 25 years, I still go back to those moments, and those are kind of what keeps me connected to my why. You know, like, this is why I'm here and why I'm still doing this, despite the money, despite all the things. Like, just that moment of, I guess, bliss, like you said. Like, this is it.
Well, that's good because some people search their whole lives and never find it.
Yeah.
So that's good that you found it.
And that would have been a whole freak out moment for me. Like, now what do I do?
Yeah. Goal oriented. Well, you know, I can be very goal oriented. So I was like, okay, first, second, third, this is what's gonna happen. But yeah. And I feel like when you're in alignment with your purpose and your assignment, it doesn't. It's like everything, even the challenges feel amazing, and things seem to flow together. Not to say that you won't have, you know, some hiccups in the road, but it was just like, it kind of was like, okay, do this, now do that, do this. You know, it wasn't so forced. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, why can't I get that anymore? Like, you know, everything seems kind of, you know, a little more challenging, but yeah.
And okay, so for me, it's funny because it's like always the same types of moments. But when I'm like around family, friends, like people that are real close to me, I get that feeling, that cloud nine feeling. Like, when it feels like their stuff comes together. Like, you might plan a party or something, and then everybody that you wanted to come actually comes, or you know, you see somebody that you haven't seen in a while, and y'all actually get together. Like, those moments. or like when all your kids are in the same room at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So those
Yeah.
are like the moments that I
no.
feel.
Don't be shaking your head over there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like the big moments too, like you
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
like, you know, getting
Yeah.
proposed to, and you know, the
Yeah.
wedding day,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, counts too.
Definitely
But,
those things.
but
Yeah.
those, whenever I get together with people, that's when I feel that
Yeah.
the most.
Okay.
Do you feel like pure happiness is hard work? Oh, you want me to go?
Sure.
Oh. For me to obtain, yes. But if it's given to me, no.
Explain
How's it
that.
getting to you?
I know. Explain that for me.
How's it getting
I
to
was
you?
like, are we gonna keep going?
You ain't getting off that easy.
Someone knows you and gives you the things that you like, or take you to a place that you like,
Yeah.
and that brings you happiness.
Yes.
That's easy for me. But me trying to obtain my own happiness, that's a challenge for me.
Yeah.
I think for me, it depends on the season I'm in. Some seasons it seems a lot easier to just stay in that place of happiness, where even though you might be experiencing craziness inside, internally or outside, externally, you're just able to just, I don't know, just feel a sense of security and safety. And then there are seasons where you're going through I think when you're going through a lot of transitions and just different changes all at once, it's hard to hold on to that sense of happiness and bliss, and because like all is not well, like things are crazy. So I think for me, I guess my goal would be to just kind of learn how to protect that no matter what, so that even now I feel like I've been so focused on maintaining house and doing all the things we have to do that I haven't really prioritized just enjoying those little things like a nice red velvet cupcake or, whatever it may be. So I think you have to really prioritize keeping your happiness at the forefront of everything, because life is life, and if we don't, we're going to get sucked down a hole and realize we have no more joy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Same for me. Like if I'm thinking about trying to be happy, then it now feels like work and it's hard to do. But if I'm just appreciating things around me, then it's like easier. So if I'm constantly thinking about it, then it's like now I'm stressing myself trying to be happy, and I just want to be happy.
Right.
So
I think that goes back to that word you just popped out, appreciation. We talked about gratitude before. I think that definitely shifts your focus when you start thinking about the things you do have to be grateful for, because there should prayerfully always be something that you're grateful for. So I think that definitely helps you to stay
up today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they say more, people who are more full of gratitude are the happiest. So it makes sense. Thanks for that reminder.
Well, thank you. That's all I have for happiness today.
And your business.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Bell-Griffin, and I wanted to know, how is your heart? We're going to, I guess, continue our conversation about, happiness. And I don't really have a whole lot, because I feel like just kind of interweaves into everything we talk about. I guess what I would love to know from you ladies is just on our journey to becoming more whole and, a better person within, so we can be a better person without. What have you found to be like your greatest challenge in maintaining your happiness? Like for me, like I said, I know it's my focus. Like I will get off focus really quick. Like if something's going on, like I'm immediately like, Peter, I was walking on water, and then now I'm about to drown because I start looking at all the storms that are raging around me. So just trying to learn how to be more focused and more grateful, so that I can protect my joy and happiness. But for you ladies, what kind of is your greatest challenge with that? And have you overcome that, or, made some progress in that area?
You first.
You go.
I don't know. I think trying to rewrite happiness, I guess. I don't know, like you feel happy and then you feel like you need to get to another level of happy. So I think, you know, if you're constantly trying to overwork happiness, then you end up unhappy because you're so busy thinking that maybe this is going to make me happy. So I think I've done that to myself in some cycles. Like, I am happy, but I could, you know, what if I do this? Or, so.
I love that. So instead of celebrating just that moment that you're in,
feeling the moment and
it's
being
like,
in it.
oh yeah, but
the next thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good point to what you're saying is that I've often heard people say that happiness is conditional and circumstantial, whereas joy is like a state of being. And that is the difference. Like if you're feeling like, oh my God, why am I not feeling happy right now? Well, really, I guess it makes sense because that is something that is based on circumstances and conditions, whereas your joy is like, no matter what, I can maintain my peace and my joy because it's not based on outer things or, you know, what have you. So that's a good point.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Just challenges or anything, you know, that you've had to, I guess, overcome or you overcame regarding just staying in a place of, you know, happiness.
Well, I haven't overcome. I guess you could say working at it, but okay. So my love language is giving. Okay. I love to give gifts. I love to give a listening ear. I just love to give. It makes me feel a certain way. But I don't know how to reel that back. And so I'm always over giving to the point that I'm exhausted, frustrated. I internalize when I give and say I'm just someone's talking to me and they just say, you know, I just need a listening ear. I internalize that. And I remember when I was little, I always either wanted to be a dentist or a therapist. And being a therapist in my eyes, I think is kind of hard because you have to have that wherewithal to not internalize all of that. Like that takes a special thing inside of a person to not internalize all that a person gives to you. So that's the thing for me is, you know, I am there and I take care of, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but the main people in my circle. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I just find myself, when I overextend like that, I'm so exhausted and I'm frustrated and I'm just drained. And then I'm like, I don't know why. I'm not happy. Oh my God, this is too much. But not really realizing that, Tamara, you can't just give yourself like that. Like, and so that's why I'm very big on self-care and trying to get myself into a place where I don't think that I could not stop overextending myself because then I wouldn't be happy because that's just
double-edged sword here.
I'm just complicated. I'm just all over the place. But that's the thing for me. It's like I'm such a giver that I overextend myself and then I'm kind of frustrated with myself because I do that. But I know I wouldn't want it any other way.
It's like how you need to find your middle ground, your balance.
Yeah.
And I find like I can be very excessive in giving as well, especially like I love to give like actual physical gifts.
Me too. Yeah.
And my husband was like, it was his birthday a few weeks ago, and I gave him this bag because he loves candy. And I mean, the bag was full. The bag was like, so in a suitcase. He was like, what in the world? You know, what did you do? I was like, I know, like I couldn't help it. But it was like, I felt like even before I gave him that God was telling me, you're very excessive and I need you to work on that. Like you're excessive with, I mean, whatever it is, like if I'm doing a party, like it's my birthday. I mean, I felt like I did okay, but I just feel like in certain areas I go above and beyond. And I will spend my last if I have to on somebody. I'm not even gonna say if I have to because I don't have to, but I'll spend my last because I want
Want
to
to.
just
Mhm.
love on somebody, or
Yeah.
I want to whatever. So it's like, okay, I need to reel it in and find that middle, because at the end of the day, if you're not good for you and you have nothing left to give, who are you helping?
Yeah.
So that is definitely, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate, and that's something you just have to kind of slowly peel back a little bit at a time. Because I think
But
if you
you
try
can
to do it
still give,
drastically,
just not
I
as
think if
much.
you try to like cut yourself off cold turkey from,
Mhm.
you will, like you said, you'll be feeling lost because it's just not who you are. But if
Mhm.
it's like a little baby steps, a little bit at a time, just start shaving off, it'll start getting a little more easier. And I'm saying that for both of us. So
Yeah.
But your giving is probably like my hugs. If I had to stop hugging people.
Oh Lord. Oh God, you look like now.
Yes.
So I guess it was hard for you during COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did a lot of virtual hugging. All kinds of cute ones, like
Oh,
Mhm.
all kinds of cute ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think you were the first one that used that emoji. I don't know, it was the cutest
Oh my
emoji
gosh.
ever. I was like, what
Yeah.
is that? I've never seen that.
I was like,
It was so
even
cute. It
those
was like,
hugs were like hugs.
what? It's a nose hug. Okay. What is a nose hug? You know what a nose hug is? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think I guess wrapping my session up, like, how would y'all, just knowing who you are and knowing, kind of what tries to, I guess, diminish your happiness, what can you do to make sure you protect it every day? And I mean, the reality of life is we're not going to always be in a happy, blissful state. We can always experience joy, but, how do you kind of protect your happiness so that you're not drained? Because I feel like if you don't have some level of happiness in your life, you're going to start getting depressed. You're going to start getting more anxious. You're going to start feeling all these negative things, because life is not just about toiling and, hardship. It's about loving and living and just, enjoying and all of that. So how do you feel like you will protect, your happiness, so that even if it's 1 minute of the day you dedicate to something, you're doing something to just laugh and smile and.
I think for me, not like, okay, maybe somebody says or does something, try not to take it in a negative way.
Oh, that's good.
So, I might be internalizing it as negative, but maybe it wasn't. Because those are like people doing things is what like bothers my happiness the most, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Which is surprising, because you always pull the roles on us. Like, well, no, maybe not. I feel like you already do that.
I know. I think I still do, but sometimes
But
people can really be
blatantly,
blatantly, yes.
This is true.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good. That's good. What about you?
For me, I would have to say it's 3 things. I protect my peace at all costs, and it took me a while to understand that, implement that, and follow through. It took me a minute. So I revert back to being a child, and just that period in my life was very, very hard. So for me to escape would be me reading a book or going to the library. So that's always been there. I've always I would get in a book and just, I mean, I escape so much that I can vividly picture myself in the book and what's going on. The other thing is music. I love music, any type, any genre, what have you. I could turn on music, and if I'm feeling a little low or just in a mood that just isn't right, turn some music on, and immediately it helps me.
That's good.
And the third thing I would say is protecting my space and quiet. I told you guys before in another episode that sometimes I drive in silence. Because I have so much going on in my head. Even if, I'm winding down for the day at the end of the night, it's so hard for me to tune this brain down of mine, because it's just going and going and going. So I've found that peace, like you said, if it's just 2 minutes out of the day, if it's just total quiet, that forces me to work on that area of calming my brain down and just being at peace. So those are the 3 things that help me.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try that
Love it.
because I feel like if you purposely do that 2 minutes a day,
Yeah.
you have no choice but to like ground yourself
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
in your peace or happiness or whatever you're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think for me, I'm gonna try to make more space for like just laughing, like you know, finding the cute, funny videos, and you know, thinking, oh Lord, you know, whatever. Yes, please do. Just making space for those comical moments because you know I can be so serious and focused on certain things that I don't make time to just breathe and you know enjoy. So I think that's what I'm gonna be more intentional about. Simple, you know, something simple and yeah. So okay. I think that's it. Well, thank you, ladies.
Sure.
Appreciate your feedback, and I hope you all are finding ways to protect and fill your lives with more happiness and joy. And again, it's Dr. Bell-Griffin, and I love you. Till next time.
Hello, and welcome to the Nerd's Corner. Come on and get all nice and snuggy and comfortable. And so today we're talking about happiness, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, you know, I gotta throw the curveball in there. Like, I wouldn't be the nerd if I didn't.
Right.
So, as I was answering you guys' question, I didn't get on the fact of some things that I did say some things that make me happy. But this one is kind of toxic for me. And I've gotten better. But I want to discuss a documentary that I just watched on Netflix. And how it kind of correlates with happiness for me is one thing that if I'm having a rough day or hard time, I will go shop in a heartbeat. And shopping for me, I already know scientifically it's a dopamine. And then I'll get in the car and it's like, girl, how you feel now? Crazy.
Right.
Do you still feel good? You still got that rush you had at the register? And it's like, no, I don't. And so I know that before my shopping was an issue. It was an issue. So I want to talk about shopping and excess of shopping and things. Okay. So it was this documentary on Netflix, which I highly recommend everybody go watch because it will turn on light bulbs and just get people to think and stop and really realize that the earth and us protecting it for our children's children is very important. So the name of the documentary is By Now, The Shopping Conspiracy. Okay.
The conspiracy.
So it interviewed a couple of employees from different big companies, Amazon, Apple, those big companies. And one of the former employees from Amazon, she was in marketing and she was in charge of web design, marketing, and consumer analyzing, like the numbers and things. And she talked about how at the beginning, Amazon started out as selling books,
I remember that.
DVDs, and what else? Books, DVDs, and something else. I can't remember. But it wasn't the things, all the things that they have now.
I remember them for books.
Yes, I remember them for books because I used to buy some college books. It was cheaper to buy on Amazon than it was from the actual bookstore at the college. So that's how I always remembered Amazon until what it is today. And they also talked about, so there's certain subjects in this documentary that they talk about that it's really kind of harmful to the planet, but also to the consumer directly, and how these big companies use these marketing tactics to kind of get you to push you to coerce you to spend more, buy more at a rapid rate, and help you to, I wouldn't say it would be help, but get you to push back in the back of your mind, okay, we're buying all this stuff, but where does it go when we don't, when it breaks, we don't use it anymore. What happens? So the first subject they talked about was fast fashion. Do you two know what fast fashion is?
Maybe like the latest trend.
Sort of. So a lot of design or clothes that come out comes from the big runway shows and from the big designers, the big ones, all the big ones. And to make those clothes more affordable for the average consumer, they make a little less top tier model or piece of that clothing to get it out to the masses, because all the masses can't afford the off the runway stuff. And so they call that fast fashion. And so just for an example, some stores that kind of participate in this arena of fast fashion, you got Zara, you have H&M, you have all those things, all those people. And so just to kind of put some numbers in your head, I got to come with the scientific facts, okay? Just to kind of get your wheels turning and get you to think about this. So I'm going to give you some examples of some companies and some numbers. So with Gap, they produce about 12,000 new items a year. 12,000. H&M, 25,000. Zara, 36,000. And everybody's all of a sudden favorite place to shop, which I would say back in 2007, they weren't called Shein or Shein. They were called something else. What was it? She Inside or She? It was a different name. So they changed it. But a year they produce 1.3 million new items a year. 1.3 million. So yeah, you can go on there and get a nice sweater for $5 and I'm not even gonna touch Temu. I'm not even gonna go there, but you can go on there and you can get a whole outfit for under $30. But it's like, think about it. The time that it's taken, how many people it takes to produce this thing. It's not the best material. You wash it one time and it's like you're praying to God that when the cycle's over, it's still in one piece. So,
well, I will say, just from in the past, shopping at some of these places, that it's about how you take care of it too. Because I've had some stuff I've got from a so-called high-end department store that fell apart, and then got something from some of those places, and because of how I'm caring for it, I know you can't just handle it the same way you handle, more quality, should I say, material. But some of it is decent, especially for, like you said, people who I can't afford to go in there and spend $150 on one shirt, and I got a whole mortgage and kids and blah, blah, blah. But I think the concern is, like you said, the labor. And my daughter actually kind of stopped shopping there, which I admire her for that, because she's a teen, but she's like, Mom, their working conditions are horrible. I'm not going to get on that, high horse right now, but it made me think, like, yeah, these people are producing billions of clothing. What do you think their workers are doing to keep up with that, So, it's just something to think about. But
yeah. And I kind of wanted to touch on the fact of you saying, well, yeah, I went to a kind of higher-end department store and bought something that didn't last as long as something that you went to one of the fast fashion producers. Those high-end department stores, too, also have a mix of fast fashion and high level.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and it's not about the name of the particular item, is the make of it. And also we need to keep in mind that, I understand that everybody can't afford or can go and spend $150 on a shirt. But let's kind of change our thought process. We want to think about the next time you go in the store and you buy something, think about cost per wear. Think about it in that aspect. And also
Yeah.
think about the material. Polyester is highly, highly toxic to our skin.
Yes.
Elastane, all these materials now that they're putting in jeans. You two remember back in the 80s, jeans were heavy. They were heavy. Now these things are so light and, and it's like, does anybody ever stop to wonder why they don't make jeans like they used to? Like, I have a pair of jeans that I can't get into, but I'm working on it. Since I was in maybe my senior year in high school. So that was the mid 90s. And I can to this day hold those jeans and get, it's totally different. It's totally different. So kind of think of it in that aspect. And I've gotten to the point where now I'll go into some of the more reputable brands. And I think where a lot of people kind of get it kind of twisted is that buy for longevity. I've never been a buyer of trend because it goes out of style, even though it comes back, but it goes out of style. But that's not a way to be effective with spending your money. I'm a very kind of simple, and I maybe jazz it up somewhere else. But I'm simple that way because that's the way I save money when I buy clothes. But I also look at the material and what it's made of. I saw a news segment last week and they were talking about forever chemicals.
Oh yeah.
And it's like now they're saying a lot of food and stuff that we use is forever in your blood system and starting to morph into people's DNA. And it's all because of this modified genetic engineering and all this other things. Because why? It circles back to my topic here, which is that mass production. Because of marketers trying to convince us that you need more. You need more. Oh, get the new and latest things, So just keep that in mind the next time you're shopping. Try to shop for cotton. It may shrink, but just adjust the way you take care of it. But you know that you're getting, and then you get on that realm of cotton. Well, you do got the bleach cotton, So just try to get 100% cotton, so that you know that you're not exposing your skin to these harmful chemicals. And remember, your skin is your biggest organ of your body. So the concept that these big companies try to use to convince us to buy more is clear communication with consumers is the big part of their selling point in selling more. But to achieve this maximum profit, they must ensure that once the consumer desires products, the consumer can acquire them fast as possible. So like that mass production. So that's why, you can now go on Amazon and get something delivered in a day, in a couple of hours, The science behind Amazon is that they constantly develop different ways to get consumers to buy, to influence consumer buying ways without them realizing it. So if you look on their website, they'll have like buy now or one-click buying or something like that. Well, the engineer that they interviewed, she was saying how she was in charge of that. And she was saying how one of the things that they use is change the color of, so they'll have something like, I'm just giving an example, buy something your order over $25 and you get free shipping if you're not a Prime member. They will go in and change the color of that 25. And you remember, I don't know if you guys remember an episode back when I talked about how companies use colors to influence. And so they use colors to influence. They maybe change on one item that's on the best sell list. They'll change that little buy gimmick to green. Or they may change it to blue or happy color. Never red,
I'm not red. Red is my favorite color.
I know.
Target is red.
Target is red, but it's just in their logo.
Right. I thought that was supposed to be like a catchy color.
It is a catchy color.
But not when it sells?
I wouldn't say not when it's sales, but not when they're trying to get a fast buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Where we stop.
I know.
yes,
Stop.
So I want to give you some more numbers to kind of put in the back of your mind. So there are 2.5 million shoes produced each hour.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
68,733 cell phones produced each hour.
Wow.
Not day, not year,
Mm.
hour. Okay. 100,090 garments produced each minute.
Wow.
So
That's
shirts,
crazy.
pants, socks,
That's crazy.
a minute.
What are we doing with all this stuff?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
12 tons. So that's about, 3 elephants? 12 tons. I really want you to get a visual of plastic products produced each second.
Wow.
Wow.
12 tons. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So back in the day, there used to be this thing called stopgap. So stopgap is back in the day before the interwebs. You would get the sales paper, right? And you go through the sales paper like, oh, such and such is having a sale on towels. Oh yeah, let's go refresh up on our towels. You have to get in your car, drive to the store, get a cart, walk through the store. Now, you don't have to do that. You just go, sit in your little seat, get a little comfortable, type in the magic words, that river that's in Africa, that one. Towels. Oh, I get a whole pack of 48 for $25. Boop.
Mm-hmm.
Ding dong, within 2 hours, your towels
Yeah.
are there. So there's no more stopgap where that kind of controlled those numbers that I just gave you guys, because not too many people, especially nowadays, want to get in the car, go to the store, stand in line, do all the things, walk around the store to look for it, when now you can just go on the internet, type it in the search, and boom, you'll get 80 different varieties to choose from. So you asked a few minutes ago, well, where does all this go? So I want to talk about waste. Okay, when you throw things away, they do not exactly go away, and it ends up somewhere else. So they also use this method, and that's what's called planned obsolescence. I think I'm pronouncing that right. This is where companies supposedly design products to break or rapidly so they can be disregarded and can become common in almost every industry. So kind of example for that is like clothes. You get fewer washes, they don't last long. Electric toothbrushes that have batteries that you can't replace them. So you got to throw it away and buy another one. So they purposely produce these things so that they can't be repaired. They can't be replaced. You have to dispose of them and go buy more. Yeah. They purposely do this. So keep that in mind when you're buying whatever it is. And just keep that in mind that you are purposely being sold or your leg being pulled and not being told the truth about these products that they are pushing to you.
This is not making my heart happy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I just want you to be
This is
aware.
not, we're supposed to be talking about happiness. This is just sad.
But I want you to be aware.
Yes.
But these are the things that I had to realize when my shopping was making me happy.
Yeah.
That it was really toxic, not only to me, my wallet, my bank account, but also to the earth and my generation, my generations after me, Another thing is like home printers, The thing could stop working and you got a whole thing full of ink.
Yes.
And it's like, this thing ain't working. I got to go buy another one, So they purposely do these things. So they interviewed this guy that has a company. It's called iFixit. And he fixed things, electronic things, that manufacturers have now. I don't know if you guys noticed this. They stopped including like manuals and things.
Mm-hmm.
They'll make you go to the website to pull up the manual. Or like some of the TVs now, they got the manual on the TV. You got to go to settings and, you know, or they just don't have a manual at all. Like they'll put something in the package and it'll tell you how to use it, but there's no manual on how to fix it. It'll give you a number, call customer service or go
QR
to the website.
code.
Yeah. So he was saying that with that fruit company that has the phones, that fruit company.
Used fruit at that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I used fruit.
So they used to have a screw on the back of their stuff where you take it to you drop your phone and you take it to one of those little marts and they unscrew it and fix it. Well, they've changed it to a kind of a complex screw now where even some of these places can't even find a tool to get the screw off to repair it. So you won't have to go and spend another $85,000 to buy another phone. So he was saying that he's starting to see now that it's becoming the norm for these companies, like with tablets and phones, they're using glue now to put these things together. And it's harder for these repair people to get in and fix them. So one of the things that he said is really bad now is wireless earbuds and AirPods. I'm sorry. There's a battery in the piece that goes in your ear, and there's a battery in the little thing that holds them. And you can't if you place the battery in the earbud, it doesn't correlate with the thing anymore, so it's not going to work. So what happens? You throw it away and you march on down to the fruit place and you get another pair. And I'm not talking farmer's market. Another example, the fruit people, they removed the jack on your phone, the headphone jack. So that forced a lot of people, if you want to conveniently listen to your stuff without interrupting anybody around you, you have to go and buy these earbuds things to put in your ear because they removed the little jack on the phone. So companies are tossing out things when they have an overstock or when it's a new season or a holiday. They're just tossing it out, and mainly it's just the holiday things. So you got Christmas, Easter, all those things, right? And what do they do with this unworn merchandise? Do y'all guys ever think about that? Would you happen to know? Do y'all you don't know? No. Well, they have quality control crews that deliberately slash or destroy these items so that they can discard them. So that no one can use it or be sold off at a discount. Wow. That's ridiculous. And the companies feel as though if that happens, that cheapens their image. And in this documentary, they show, purses, shirts, where people deliberately destroy the employees. And some of the employees, they blurred their face out, and they said that if we didn't do this, we would lose our job. That's a shame. Literally. Like there was a big major brand purse leather company where there was boxes full of purses that they slashed.
Wow. That's ridiculous. You can't even sell them for a cheaper price. Like, that's crazy.
Oh, no. So, some stores, I'm going to give so that you are aware when you use your monies to go in these places. Barnes and Nobles, their cafe. You know what they would do for their unsold food? The employees would have to discard the food and pour wet coffee grounds on the food so people wouldn't go in the dumpster to die for the food. And there were cameras. There's cameras near these dumpsters. So if any employee was caught throwing food out, packaged, even if it was already packed, because some of their stuff is pre-packaged, they have to take it out of the package, put it in it, dump the coffee grounds on it, and then throw it away. BB&W.
Oh, I had to think about that. Oh, Lord, what you about to say about our people?
Well, they had employees. They have employees that take shifts. And what they do is they had a big problem with people dumpster diving, getting all the unused stuff, especially after their semi-annual sales, getting all the stuff and selling it on eBay or do it. Well, what they do now is they have a special crew, quality control. They squeeze all the products out. That's their job, is to go through every item and squeeze it all out. So that nobody,
Right.
and I'm thinking,
Donate,
okay,
sell it for $1.
take this stuff to homeless shelters.
Yes.
You know, take it to,
especially the food from Barnes and Noble.
exactly.
Or anywhere.
Especially if it's prepackaged.
Right.
If I could see if it was a prepared thing, because then you got to worry about temperature dropping and causing E. coli and all the other stuff. But if it's prepackaged, take this stuff to shelters. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Amazon. You guys ever wonder, I got to return this thing. What happens? Well, they have a little group called Damage Control. And what they do is they destroy about 130 items a week. There's no rhyme or reason of what items they destroy. They just destroy them. And it's cheaper for the company to dump them than to try to redistribute them. So in my mind, I would think, okay, if you got all these return items, have a discount section on your website, like up at the top, discounted items.
Non-refundable.
Yes.
So people can't, you
get
it, you're taking a chance.
Because y'all are conglomerate. People won't buy, and especially me. Oh, okay, well, tell me, because I think Best Buy does this, where they have open boxed items.
Yes.
Tell me why the person returned it. If it was because, wrong size, or, if it wasn't effective, I may consider buying it. If you just took it out of the box and was like, I don't like this color, there's nothing wrong with it, you can resell it.
Right.
They don't do that.
And that's surprising, because they even have little stores, and I don't know if it's in all the states, but I know in our state they have a store, like a discount store, where they sell, yes, our sister-in-law told me about it, but they sell various stuff that was returned, or I guess it's not selling as well as they thought it would, for very cheap, like $1, $10, whatever, very, very inexpensive. So that's sad. Yeah,
Like Amazon stuff.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the last thing that they talked about, and I'm gonna wrap my little segment up. It's a thing that's called greenwashing, and greenwashing is when these companies lie to us and say that things are recyclable. And they're not. They will actually put the recycle seal on these items, and they're not. They're not recyclable. Also, companies will say, if you bring back your gently used clothes, or bring back your, items that have the batteries in it because it got the toxic chemical. We'll dispose of them in our such and such project, Clean the Earth project, and we'll give you 30% off your next purchase at the register. They don't. They either incinerate them, which is putting toxic stuff into the air, or they dump them in the city dump. So they lie. Shame on them. They lie. Like I said, some of the plastics are not recyclable, and some of those plastics would be, you go in the store and you buy the little kits that's already made with the salads, that plastic. That's not recyclable. You want to bake a cake and you don't make your frosting homemade. You buy the little canister of frosting. That's not recyclable. It's not recyclable.
That's correct.
What else? The little containers that the cupcakes come in, the pre-baked. Not recyclable. Not recyclable. So it's a lot of things, and they're still putting the little recycling.
They definitely have the
They get
label
away
on
with
there.
that, because that's a regulation.
There's no.
Oh,
No,
no
ma'am.
regulation
No,
that you
ma'am.
just anybody can just stick one on.
I told you guys about the red
Wow.
dye, which the government has started to put a ban on the red dye.
Oh, thank God.
This is great. People have been fighting for years for that. So there's no regulation. There is no regulation on companies being truthful about what it is that they're either selling to the masses or telling the masses. A lot of the times they'll put stuff on natural, all natural, and it's not. You read the things on the back, and it's like, what is this word? I can't even pronounce it. So those are some of the things in that documentary. Please go check it out. It's on Netflix. Like I said, it is called Buy Now: The Shopping Conspiracy. And after seeing that, I mean, I had gotten better, but after seeing that documentary, it has made me move a little different in these stores. In these stores, and to know that they don't value your purse or your money. They're about a profit margin. That's what it's about. They don't care about your health, your well-being. So just kind of keep that in mind. And yeah, I have now resorted to other things to help me with my happiness instead of running to the store and getting that dopamine high.
Yeah.
So if you guys check it out, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
But that's all I have.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Heal With Us.
And remember, healing is a process, so take it one day at a time.
And reach out to us. We would love to hear from you guys. We have been seeing the numbers of people joining our Facebook page go up. So we thank you for all the new numbers and welcome to all the new people. You can reach us. You can email us at healwithus3@gmail.com. We're across all social media platforms. We're there. Even on TikTok. That's back. But yeah, reach out to us. Say hi. We would love to hear from you.
Heal with us.